Welcome into the Greater Texas Ford Dealers inaugural Female Athlete of the Month. From Big Spring to Amarillo, Burke Burnett to Midland, Carthage to Lamesa, Stanton to Mineola, and many points in between. We celebrate the remarkable achievements of female high school athletes based on performances on and off the field and courts. From Class 6A to private schools, it's the Greater Texas Ford Dealers Female Athlete of the Month. Joining me now, the private school winner of your Greater Texas Ford Dealers Female Athlete of the Month. One of the best all-around student athletes in the state. She's such a great team player. She'll take a charge for you, the one and only Raegan Lee of Lubbock Christian. Well, congratulations, Raegan. What did you think when you heard that you won this prestigious honor of being the best in Texas?
Well, at first I was like kind of confused because I didn't really like know. And then like I saw it and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. So I felt really honored to like have this and stuff. And then talking to my coach, I was like, thank you so much. And he was like, yeah, you deserve it. And I was like, oh, yay. Thanks. So I was very honored.
Well, a big congratulations. I got to be honest with you. I get tired just thinking about all the sports that you play. I don't know how you have enough time in the day to do all these sports. Let's start with basketball, where you hit 1,000 points in your career in the second game of the season. You're a multi-state champion in basketball, district MVP. I could go on and on and on. How do you dominate when you are the one that always has the biggest target on your back?
I think at the beginning it was kind of like, oh, it's a little stressful, but like coming from my freshman year, like I learned a little bit from the older people. And so I didn't think it was as stressful. And coming in this year, I don't think I was kind of used to it from having the year before. So, and it wasn't like everybody kind of didn't know yet, like my sophomore year, like they weren't really like looking out for me. And so this year is kind of a little more stressful, but I've been used to it. So, yeah.
Well, your head coach, Brad Crow, he's the one that nominated you for this tremendous honor, and he said incredible things about you. He didn't want me to tell you that, but he did. How much has he meant to you in your basketball career?
I think he's meant a lot. He's really like helped me like my freshman year, he was really hard on me because we were like really competitive inside of our team, just like working together. So I think freshman year, like he was really hard on me and he's like really made me come better throughout the years. And like he like last year he was like really like we're all trustworthy in me and this year trustworthy in me for like knowing that I like can do what I needed to do on the team. So he's a big part.
Do you have kind of that love-hate relationship with him? You know, kind of like a Tim Duncan and Greg Popovich thing going on?
Yeah, probably sometimes, but I mean I know it's all for the good. So
How much does he push you to be the best that you can be?
I think a lot. There's some times where it's like kind of stressful in the situation, and like I think he believes in me and he like trusts that I can do it, and so that's really helpful.
He talks about what a tremendous leader you are. And, you know, we hear about so many kids that want to be leaders and they really aren't. They're trying, but, you know, then there's others that are born to be a leader and you're one of them. How much do you take pride in that?
Probably a lot. I really just like want to like help like the team as much as I can. And if that's my role as being the leader, then I really want to like portray that. And so I'm a lot about having fun. So that's what I try to do is like really just bring up everything on the team and like really have happiness. So that's probably like one of the highways how I lead. And I like really want to have that because like the sad team's not really fun to be on. So I try to make everything a little more happy.
Well, there's no doubt that you are a major focal point of this Lady Eagles basketball team. I think about you averaging nearly 18 points a game, 7 rebounds, 2 steals, 2 assists. But the one stat you care the most about is charges. Are you crazy? I mean, nobody wants to do that anymore. Everybody wants to shoot those logo threes like Steph Curry these days.
Yeah, charges. I really love taking charges because it really just like makes the mood the opposite when you're like when everybody else is thinking they're like gonna go score and then you take a charge and they're like, what just happened? So it really is like it makes me really happy when I take a charge and I see the other like team's face and they're all confused and it really just hypes the team up too when you take a charge. So I think it's really fun.
Well, I know last year you had 37 charges, which is a school record, a district record. You're well on pace to go way past that. When you look at the stat sheet after games, I mean, even if you score 25, 30 points, Is that the one thing you're looking at?
Yeah, not really. Honestly, after a game, if I don't get a charge, I'm kind of mad at myself. So, but I mean, I really like a lot of bunch of my teammates asked me how I do that, like how I get so many charges. And I was like, I don't know. I just stand there and they're coming at me and I'm just gonna fall. So,
Well, you talked about it. It really feels kind of like a plus minus in hockey when you think about it, because usually you're taking a charge against the other team's best player, which gets them into foul trouble. And then you're flipping the script and scoring on the same play, which helps your team. And that whole emotional edge that you get out of it. Do you find that that can be a real turning point in a game?
I think so. I mean, taking charges, like even like when you take one, it first of all it gives you the ball back, and then you can score off of it. And so it really just hypes your team up, and it also frustrates the other team a lot of times because like a bunch of teams they don't. I mean, I don't think they've even like they've heard of charges, but they don't really like know like knowing taking them, and so they're kind of just confused and mad, and so they just get mad about it, and so it really just hypes up our team.
Well, you started out as a scoring guard, and you can score with the best of them. And as your career has kind of moved on now, as an upperclassman, you've turned into such a great post player. At 5'9", now 6'3" with hair, and now you're the team's best rebounder as well. How have you been able to make that transition and yet still be such a great scorer?
I think a lot of it is just like with the rebounds, is just putting the ball back up, honestly, and like having to know that I'm coming back from like being a guard and then going into the post. It's like a real big like threat, like with both of them. And so just having both of them to like know that I can score off of has really like made me like grow in my game, I feel like. And so that was probably it, just knowing that I can like tough and I'm probably a really tough person. So being down there, I'll probably just go through someone or something and get a foul or something.
Having that versatility, do you think it helps you, to get a better look from the colleges?
I think so. Just knowing that I can play multiple positions and knowing that I can go in and out really just, I mean, it puts a different people on you. Then you like to have a smaller person guarding you. I can just go post up. And if you have a big person, I can just run right around them. So it really shows that I have like a lot of range of where I can play.
Well, you come from such a tremendous, decorated, athletic family. It's pretty amazing. You're the fourth of five children, and you and your brother Luke both won TAP state championships in basketball. So the question is, between the two of you guys, when you go one-on-one in the backyard, who's better?
Um, Personally, I think I'm better. He probably doesn't think that, but I mean, maybe, but if we probably go one on one, he'd probably get a little like we'd probably get a little rough at it. And we have done that before. We used to go up to the gym and play like during COVID, we would play one on one. It was pretty fun, but yeah.
What do you think the lifetime series is?
I don't really know.
You got to pay attention now. You could say that he has more bling in multiple sports because he's also the quarterback of the football team and won a state
Yeah.
championship doing that, and also had the game clinching interception, which is pretty impressive as well. So he's done it in basketball and in football. I know the two of you are very close to each other. How much do you push each other athletically and feed off of each other?
I think honestly pretty well. At least me, like seeing that he's done that. I've always wanted to do better. Just growing up, being so close in age, we're very like competitive with each other and wanting to try to do better than the other person. So, we're seeing when he does something good, where I'm like, well, I've done this too. And so just trying to be better than each other, I think's pushed us a lot.
I think about your family. It really is amazing. I can't think of any other family like this in the state of Texas. Your older sister, she won state in basketball. Your older brother was a very decorated golf player. He went to state. He's now at Texas Tech. What is it like during the holidays? Is it just one competition after another to see who can beat who?
Well, I would say me and my older sister, I give her a hard time a lot, and I'm like, well, I'm definitely better at you at basketball, and she's like, and then stuff like that. Laying not so much because not much of us are into golf, so he's kind of on his own, but it's really fun during the holidays.
Yeah, and then you think about your dad. He was a standout athlete at Idalou High School. Your mom is in the Hall of Honor at Wayland Baptist, representing the Flying Queens. I think it's just cool that she played with the Flying Queens. She's a Kodak All-American, multiple All-Stater at Lubbock Cooper, and it's amazing that she's in a Hall of Fame and she's still in her 20s. So if you could play your mom one-on-one when she was in her heyday, do you think you'd be able to beat her? And at what age were you able to take her over?
I don't know. She was more of a post player, so it'd probably be a little bit different. But if she had me down the post, I think she beat me. But if I had her out in like the guard area, I'd probably beat her. So,
You probably hear about the glory days a little bit, don't you, from her?
yeah, a bunch.
Pretty stuff. I just don't know how you do all these other sports. Let's talk about them. The thing that's amazing to me is how you play all these other sports at such a high level. You also play volleyball. You've been all state there. You've gone to state. What do you like about volleyball?
Volleyball, I think, is just fun in general. I mean, we all pretty much have fun going around and just like I'm a very like in the basketball court, I try to keep it toned down a little bit, but volleyball, I do whatever. Like a lot of I've had nicknames from other teams for being called Stompy because I'll just stomp on the floor when I get a kill or something. It's just a fun sport to play.
And you are a middle hitter right in the middle. So you're really the focal point of the team, and that's the only way you'd have it, right?
Yeah, I mean, being in the middle, you're always a part of the play, which I think is super fun. I mean, you're either blocking or you're going up and hitting, so it's always fun.
Tell me about some of the girls on the volleyball team that you really enjoy going to battle with.
Well, the last couple of years I've gone against Reese. That's one of my good friends. She's in the other middle. And honestly, it's kind of funny. Like in practice, we'll get kind of mad at each other, but we really made each other better. She's very tall, so she has a very good block. And then I went against her younger sister this year. We're good friends and it made each other better. And then one of my other friends, Kat, she's the setter. And so it's fun going against each other like during set and every single time we like play against each other, I'd always want her to be my center because we just have like a really good connection. But anytime we win against, I would not want to
Well,
have her on the other side.
that's awesome. And what a great crew. You guys made it all the way to state, right there to the state semifinals.
Hmm.
And a lot of people were pretty amazed that you guys made it that far, but had a chance to win a state championship. You're also a ringer on the golf course. I don't know how you have any time to practice that because golf is really, a sport that you got to play every single day to be good at. And you went to state in golf as well. What do you like about being on the links?
Honestly, I kind of just picked that up last minute my freshman year because my brother had played. And so I kind of just played too. And then we ended up going to state both freshman and sophomore year. And honestly, it's really kind of just like walking around. I really just did it to get my steps in when I did it, but it's actually been pretty fun to go around and like see courses and then you walk around and all just with all your friends playing is really fun.
You've also dominated in track and field, pretty impressive in the 300 and the 100 hurdles, the triple and long jump. Do you find that track helps your other sports?
I would say the like just the running and the jumping really helps with like because I'm doing that in the middle of AAU basketball and it really helps just keep me in shape, especially when I do the 300 hurdles. That helps me just like stay like really athletic and in shape. And the jumping just helps with a lot of like jumping, like rebounding, it helps. So I think and the vertical for volleyball, I think of like having those track workouts really helps.
I know you want to play sports on the next level in college. Which sport do you think you'll commit to when you go that way?
Probably basketball. Basketball is probably my favorite.
What is it about basketball that you love so much?
I've played basketball pretty much my whole life, so probably that. And just, I think it's really fun to just like have all of like, there's so many things and there's something always going on. I mean, volleyball, you have your pausing moments, but I really just like going back and forth and always having something to do. It's never a dull moment. So.
Well, it's very impressive that your school won the TAPS Henderson Cup, which is based on not only athletics, but academics. You are a big part of all of that. What did that mean to your school to pull something off like that, really for the first time since the 1990s?
It was really cool. The whole year we didn't really realize we were up in the running into it until kind of the end of the year, kind of basketball state. And then after we realized that we were up in the running, we were like, oh, what else can we do to get points? Like trying to get as many points as we get. And so it was really cool to finally like realize that we won it and that we were the like intimidating school that everybody was like looking out for. So it was really cool.
Tell me about the Lubbock Christian community. I know it's such a tight-knit community. How would you describe it to other people around the state and the bigger metroplexes?
Honestly, we're just I'd say we're very disciplined and our coaches have very high expectations for us and we just really want to like achieve those. And I think there's things that we do at our school that other schools don't really like do as much in that like we don't realize that we do how much we actually do. Like we just most everybody plays a lot of sports and we like lift and like run like all the time. And I don't think like we realize that other schools don't do that until we like hear about it. So I'd say we're just like really disciplined and like we really like want to fight for that goal to like win a state title.
Well, you're top three academically at your school. You're academic all state, a straight A student. Why is the classroom so important to you?
Just knowing that if I want to go play the next level and academics is really high and it will make me like and it'll help me get into college more. And so when coaches see that you have a high academic, then they're gonna wanna have you more just because they know that you're gonna like not only be successful on the court, but you're also gonna be successful in the classroom. And then also just your future. You can't really like go and have like the future that I want to go through. You have to have a good academics. So yeah.
So well said. You know, we hear that you are the life of the party and kind of the class clown there. Do you have any good practical jokes that you can tell us about, or what are you up to? Because I feel like you always kind of keep everybody in a good mood.
I don't really have any jokes, but I would usually just like try to do something stupid. I'm always dancing, doing music, singing. Like I'm not very good at it. I just do it to make people laugh, and so it's really fun. I'll just be doing random stuff like doing cartwheels, gymnastics, making people laugh. I mean, it's really fun to just have that environment. So.
Despite that, you were so determined, you were so focused, you're fearless out there. Where does all that come from, that competitiveness that you have? Because I know you want to win no matter what you do.
Probably just like growing up in a family where it's all about like, I mean, not all about competitiveness, but you're really competitive in your family. And so growing up and also seeing my siblings like win stuff and like going through that, I think I wanted it myself. And so just growing up, I really want to win and like achieve the best that like I can do. So that's probably why.
Well, Raegan, so great to celebrate all of your accomplishments. Thanks so much for doing this, and congratulations on being the private school winner of your Greater Texas Ford Dealers Female Athlete of the Month.
Thank you.
Your Greater Texas Ford Dealers is so proud to recognize the hard work, dedication, perseverance, and passion of so many Texas high school female athletes who inspire us all. Here's this month's winners. And don't forget, you can see their interviews at Greater TX Ford for Greater Texas Ford Dealers. From Class 1A to 6A, plus private schools, we celebrate them all. Thanks so much for watching the Greater Texas Ford Dealers inaugural Female Athlete of the Month. See you next time.